Excuse me? Wow. G'day everyone, my name is Multiplier and I make educational Call of Duty videos on how to improve the game to become a better player. In this video I'll be talking about the current meta in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War and the weapons that seem pretty strong at the moment. So as you can see from the first two clips and by the gameplay in the background, there's a pretty prevalent meta at the moment that needs some serious addressing, and that is the sniper and SMG meta. I'll also touch on the M16 and also the shotguns as well later in the video, and how I feel these can be balanced out as well. This is all based from my playtime throughout the beta and the alpha and being max level in both. So first let me address the sniper meta and then I'll be along towards the SMG meta. I've thought about this long and hard before making this video on how I would like this to be improved and addressed, and I think I'll just list out some pros and cons of the snipers in Cold War first, and then I'll come to an overall conclusion at the end as well. So the pros. So the sniper hit detection seems to be fine. You know, you can zoom in quick, hit your shots fine. There's no bullet drop from what I can see in the multiplayer. I'm sure that's going to be changed in Warzone. I'm not sure how that's going to play out in Zombies or how big those maps are going to be yet, but Warzone for sure there's going to be bullet drop, but in Multiplier at the moment there's definitely no bullet drop. So overall the snipers coming out of Sprint seems to be fairly well balanced as it is at the moment. It's not super crazy, it's not ridiculously slow, even with all the full attachments that you can have on the weapons. Now some of the cons. They zoom in way too quick. I'll get into the MS in just a second, but the L96 and the R700 is what I'm going to call it. Zoom in way too quickly. And the one-shot kill potential is way too high and needs to be lowered. The aim assist is pretty crazy on the snipers, but I'll get to that in this next section here. So how to resolve this and kind of my overall impressions of how the snipers are balanced at the moment from the alpha and also from the beta. So the lower zoom in needs to be significantly reduced unless with the aim attachments equipped. So currently the R700 zooms in at about 300 milliseconds and the L96 zooms in at about 500 milliseconds. Now this is pretty quick. I'm pretty sure the R700 though, that's with all the attachments equipped, but it still needs to be slower than that because at the moment you can zoom in way too quickly with them. That's beating out SMGs and assault rifles. It's just ridiculous. And also the second thing, aim assist needs to be removed from snipers. Currently it's way too crazy. You're able to drag onto people's bodies way too quickly, and to limit the skill gap and to actually make sniping actually difficult and balanced in this game, that needs to be removed. It was removed for the alpha, but then they for some reason put it in the beta. They might have done this for testing. Look, I'm not too sure, but I'm pretty sure they should actually remove this for the full release, because at the moment the way it is just it's too ridiculous. You can pretty much, I think that's with all the aim assists in the game. Actually, I've seen a couple of Twitter clips and people are kind of like locking on through walls to people. It's pretty ridiculous. Treyarch has actually been listening though, so I'm fairly sure they're probably going to nerf that before the actual release. They've actually had like 3 or 4 patches in the beta already before the full game's even out, so that's a really good sign. I'm really looking forward to what they can do with the full game. Now the one-shot one kill needs to be limited to the shoulder and the top chest and not the full torso. So at the moment, pretty much from the hips up you can get a one-shot kill. It needs to be kind of from like the mid-torso up. Headshot multiplier needs to be implemented as well to reward accuracy. I've heard a couple of cases where people are getting headshots and they're not actually registering, which is just bizarre. I know it's a beta, but that really needs to be fixed. Single shot snipers, when they're actually implemented into the game, that needs to be a 2-shot kill, kind of no matter what, wherever it is. Obviously, unless if it's in hardcore, it's going to be a 1-shot kill, but in normal core multiplayer matches, that needs to be a 2-shot kill. And then overall, the snipers could be well balanced. But at the moment in the current build, they're extremely frustrating and way too easy to use. And like I said before, they're beating out SMGs and ARs at a range that they shouldn't be beating out. Now let's move on to the SMG side of things. So the pros. So the SMGs seem quick and you can move around the map pretty easily. That's good. You know, you want to be able to run around the map pretty easily with an SMG. You don't want it to be like an LMG and like super clunky and that type of stuff. That's really not what you're wanting for this type of game, this type of arcade shooter. Now, the zoom-in speed before and after sprinting seems fine to me. You know, even with all the perks that allow you to aim in quicker and run out of speed with the SMGs faster, that seems fine to me. The iron sights are really clean, really liking the iron sights of the SMGs in this game. I feel that they did that to allow for more variety within this category, and I'm really enjoying that. Now, some of the cons for the SMGs, SMGs are currently beating out ARs at mid to mid-long range, where the ARs should have no issues beating out an SMG. I mean, obviously, it'll depend on connections and people hitting their shots and that type of stuff, but if you're a clean shot with an AR, at a mid-range, you should be beating out an SMG, kind of no matter what. That's pretty straightforward. There's really no way around that. And another con is that the SMGs pretty much have no recoil out of the gate. Without attachments, you know, they should have some form of kick, but at the moment, you can just pretty much beam kids. They really need that sweet spot where it can beat out ARs and SMGs at close range, but not lose out to ARs at mid to long range. And if they have all the attachments, I'm happy for them to be kind of laser beams and stuff like that, but that's over time once you've, you know, actually leveled the weapon up and that type of stuff. Now, another thing that I noticed as well is that the no stock option in this game doesn't actually have any disadvantages. In Modern Warfare, you know, you lose out on recoil and some aiming stability, but in this, it's just, you don't have any disadvantages. So I think they need to kind of clamp down on that a little bit, maybe reduce the recoil control, because at the moment there's actually no disadvantage through that. Now, a quick mention for the shotties and the M16 as well. With the shotties being secondaries now, I feel that the only thing that really needs to go with them is a nerf to the damage range. Shotguns should be able to annihilate people at close range. Newsflash, that's what they're for. But they just need to limit the range a little bit, because currently, you know, if you've got an SMG and someone just spams an SA-12 at you, you know, they're going to win 90% of the time. Now, with the M16, this can easily be patched by just reducing its one-shot burst ratio to be able to burst for one shot on the upper chest, the shoulders, and the upper arms. There shouldn't be kind of lower chest and that type of stuff. That's just a bit too overpowered considering the burst time that it has at the moment. If you want to run it like that, reduce the time between the bursts, and then also that also makes the rapid fire perk a bit more viable as well. And overall, if you do a couple of those changes, should be a pretty viable weapon. I'm sure once the game has been released, there'll be a completely different meta, but currently this is the one that we're having in the game. So I thought I'd make a video, keep you guys informed for anyone that didn't play the beta or anyone that wants to jump straight in to the full game. Now, I'll be having a video coming out, or has already come out, depending on when this video is, based on the 5 best loadouts for Call of Duty Cold War. So that'll be linked in the description or as a card on the top right hand side of the screen at some stage in the video. So overall, at this game, I'm really enjoying it, and I gave my overall impression as well in another video that's also be linked in the description. So if you want to go check that out, feel free as well. It's looking to be a good game, and I've taken a few days off of work to be able to actually make day one videos for you on release. So that should be like campaign walkthroughs, map breakdowns, that type of stuff. I actually did a map breakdown on shipment as well. That'll be linked in the description as well. There's a lot of videos that I'm linking in the description, but there's a lot of good content that's going to be coming out from me, and a lot of good content that already has come out. So if you guys haven't seen that already, check it out. You won't be you won't regret it. Anyway, guys, that's it from me. If you made it this far in the video, to remember to subscribe with post notifications on to never miss a single one of my videos. Remember to share and get the video out with your friends. Watch it twice on another account if you have it. This really helps out my analytics. Thanks for checking out another video, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care and peace.